Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here today. I'm so excited to be here and perform for you guys. So this first poem, it's actually called The American Dream. I specifically wrote it for today, and I hope you guys enjoy. I live in an America where you can't afford to have cancer, can't afford to have diabetes. Hell, you can't even afford to be crazy. My anxiety costs me $200 a month, a country where you're better off being poor than breaking your back to pay for the poor, while the rich only pay for themselves. We eat food that is poisoning a body we cannot afford to heal. Where the first thought in your head when you're told you have 1 week to live is how am I going to pay for this? And don't worry if you die before the bill is due, because they'll send it to your closest family member who can't afford it either. I live in an America where my skin color is a crime, where I bear a last name that is not my own. When asked if I am African, I say I should be. I live in an America where we sit in a square desk, a box, to work in a cubicle, a box, to then only live for 5 years and be buried in a box. And speaking of graveyards, we are tired of carrying cemeteries on our shoulders. My tombstone will be a reflection of this system's intentions if I let it. So I hustle hard to get out of the quicksand, only to realize that in this America, even if you get the money, you're just a Negro with money. And you can tell your story, but it will fall into the shadows of the primary narrative. McGraw-Hill made these white men look like heroes and made us look like nothing. I live in an America where I can smell their judgment before they even look at me. They yell, "Close the borders," at the dinner table while eating enchiladas. They wish death upon us with a cross hanging from their neck, because there's no hate like white Christian love. Being black in America is dreaming a dream born for someone else. Racism is the virus that never ended, it only mutated. Slavery turned to incarceration. Slave catcher turned to police officer. Segregation turned to gentrification in the 1600s. They killed the black man and said he was running away, and now they kill the black man and say he was resisting. We are tired of being black in America, tired of waiting for reparations that aren't coming. Everyone talks about the American dream, but what they don't know is our American dream always was to escape. Thank you. I decided to add one more. I hope that's okay. Okay, cool. Since we're on sacred land, I also, in my book that I recently published, I wrote a poem as well for Native Americans, just because I feel very close to Native Americans. I grew up around a lot of Native Americans as well, and I figured this was the perfect place to do it. It's called The Modern Western. Blood-blended rain seeping through sewage, towers built atop the graves of her ancestors. She wears black on Thanksgiving, mourns Columbus Day. She can feel her greatest grandmother's dancing feet along the infinite grass, her lineage killed on the very mountains she's exiled to. This genocide is present tense. Bones lying under cracked cement and rooted trees, names, earth, tradition, stolen, imagine. Someone shattering the glass of your home, owning it without pavement and giving you the backyard. Savage, they called her. Yet her burglars are civilized, giving her citizenship in a country that wasn't theirs, like making someone pay for artwork they never painted. Savage woman who thinks the earth blesses the soil, woman who leaves her hair long so that when the karmic wind sets this world on fire, her ancestors can find their way to her. Savage. A lion does not attack until you disturb its habitat. This was not our land. It was hers. From California to the New York Islands, hers. Thank you.